Okay, this unit we're going to build is a Tufway. You can use a 40-inch platform or the tank for a single unit to build your unit, start building your unit off of. And start by putting a panel on top. Okay, this is your Tufway panel corner. This is the top with the hole closer to the top edge, and the bottom is wider. Okay, we're going to start with the short rivet 10629 and the push cap 147. Bring in the side panel and put the corner on top panel. And line up the hole, top hole, and then bring the side panel in. And line up the side hole, and the rivet goes down through the top. Okay, the rivet goes through the top, the push cap, put on the bottom of the rivet, and twist it on to get it started, and then down to the other end. And repeat the process. Line up the holes. If they don't line up, you can use a awl to get the holes lined up. Then take a push cap and then twist it on. Now there's options you can use to fasten these tight. You can use a hammer and a block of wood. Putting the block of wood here and fastening it down that way. Or we have a tool with a nut and a washer on it. The part number is 11593. You can use this to adjust this to squeeze these up tight. And then once you have the ends done, you can get this whole panel lined up and get a pick in there and start putting your rivets down the side. You may have to use the pick to align some of the holes to get the rivet to go through. Now you can fasten them all down. side. Line up your holes, rivet down through the top, cap on the bottom. And then down to the bottom. Line up your holes, rivet, cap. Put your panel into the molding. Work with it a little bit. Here we go. Okay, same as the other side. Fasten down the rivets. Okay, this is the blow mold base going on here is 22234 is the part number. And it goes on with the tank hole towards the top. Okay, the base goes into the bottom of the unit. This is the back. Okay, there are inserts in the base and screws have to go in them, and sometimes if they do not line up, we'll have to pull the base back and elongate the holes a bit so we can get the screws in them straight because they have threads. So I'll pull this back. You can use a 1/4 inch bit and elongate the holes a bit on both sides to the inside. Okay. Reinsert the base. Okay. Now, put the screws in. Screws are 22284. They have they're threaded with a leader on them. And they have to be put in there straight. Start them in there straight. This is a 3/8 nut driver. Okay, and then bring them down tight so the washer is tight with the base, and start squeezing out the rubber a little bit. The next step is the lag screws that go into the rest of the base, and 2 more of these, 2 2/8-4s. They'll go into the sides. You pull this up, find the insert on the side, insert the screw in there, and run it in there straight. And then there's one on the other side as well. Repeat it on the other side. Okay, now you take the 1 3/8-6/0 lag screws, gold lag screws, and there's you fill in the rest of the holes on the back here with those. Okay, now the next step is to the lag screw in the front hole and line it up with the bottom hole on the base and lag it down. And then go up the side, fill the other holes. And we repeat this. The roof goes on with the door peak down. We're using rivet 18721 with the thick washer and the same 147 push cap. Okay, next step is to place the washer in the first hole in the roof with the rivet going down through the roof, and then bringing up the unit and putting the push cap under the lip of the roof and getting it started. Okay, insert the rivet through the roof, bring the unit up, and put the rivet through, put the push cap on, and then fasten it. And then repeat. Okay, the next step is to fasten the side to the roof. Put this rivet in here and pull the panel up to align the holes. Same thing, put the cap on and fasten it down. And then go down the side. You may have to use the pick to align the holes. And repeat this going down the other side. Okay. And repeat the other side, same process. Use a pick to line this one. Okay, grab the back, pull it up. The next step is installing the tank. Take the tank and put it in the unit. Push it in place in the hole in the back of the tank, like that. Okay, we're going to install the 7 lag screws, 18360s, into the tank. On the side, there's 2 divots, here and here. Run them in until the washer starts to flatten. Don't over tighten. Okay, we do the 3 holes in the back along the top. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now we repeat on the other side, the 2 holes, this one and this one. Okay, using the 1/4-inch bit, and a drill out these 2 divots here in the left side panel, and then put the Euro in the hole in the tank, push it down in there. And we're going to use the 108/01 rivet and the 147 push cap Okay, we put the rivet in from the inside. Through the hole and put the push cap on the outside of the unit. Repeat the process in the back hole. We take the block of wood, put it against the rivets, and hit the push caps on the outside with the hammer. Okay, now this paper guard goes against this rib and up to the top of this rib here. We're going to first mark the bottom hole in the paper guard here and drill out this hole. Then we take the long 10801 rivet, place it in the paper guard, through the panel, and put the cap on the outside. And then what we'll do is fasten this down with your hammer and wood block, and bring it up into place and mark the other 3 holes. And drill. Okay, now we install the other 3 rivets. With the push caps. Put the wood inside behind the rivets. Okay, putting in the spindle, running in from the back through the slot, in through the front slot, and then pinch the latches into these in the back side. Okay, the tabs, lift these up with a pick or a flat screwdriver so you don't break the tab off the back. Then next, we're going to install the seat to the tank. Put the screws down through the holes in the tank. Center the seat. Lift up the seat and put the white nut on the bottom of the screw and tighten. covers down over the bolts. Okay, the next step is going to be putting in the vent pipe. We have two divots here. One's in the tank down here, and one's in the back of the urinal here. You can see it from the inside because it's around the back. And what I'm going to do next is push the vent pipe up through the roof. And then move it around like this, loosen it up a little bit, and then push it down into the collar in the urinal. Until it seats tight. And the next step will be putting the lag screws into the two divots. Run this in there straight like this. Then the next one goes in this divot up here. Okay, installing the latch. What you need to do is make sure the indicator is all green, and then go to the back side of the door. Okay, install the latch in the open position against the stop into the indicator. You take the 10122 screws and put them into the divots in the door. Open the door latch back up. Make sure it's open. Okay, next is putting on the door assembly. Put it up in front of the unit. Tuck the top in under the roof. Push it in and set it on top of the runners on the base. Tuck the sides in. Grab it low and tip it on its back. And once the unit's laying on its back, what you do is line up the first hole in the front on top. You can use the pick, makes things easy. And we're using the short rivets again, putting them down through the top and putting the cap on the underside. You can use either the hammer or the squeeze tool. And then just go down the front. And as you're putting the rivets in, make sure your side panel is going up underneath the front panel. Before I put in the last one, I'm going to squeeze these ones down. Okay, we're going to repeat this on the other side. Make sure your panel's up under your side panel's up under the front, and then line up your hole. Okay, next we take out the shipping screw. Then we'll move up and take the zip tie out of the latch. Okay, the next step is to put in the screws in the fronts here, in the inserts, and these ones are not lining up, so I'm going to have to drill these out a little bit to line up the center of the insert. Okay, now next, we'll put these tapping screws into the holes here, and one over here on this side. And we're going to open the door. And then there's divots on the inside of the door panels here, left and right. We put one in there. And one in here. Okay. Next step is putting the 6 rivet screws in the front to the roof. It's a 18722. It's a long rivet with a skinny washer. And first we'll put the front line up with the pick. Cap on. Close the door. And that's the finished unit.